Greetings, Ben Murray here with another edition of SaaS Metrics School. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. So, really making a call to action today. Recently received a 1-star rating for SaaS Metrics School, which hurts. It does hurt. I'll admit it. But I love passing on as much on the job experience as possible. So, the CTA today, if you do find value in these episodes, I would love a 5-star rating to offset that 1-star dropping from a 5.0 to a 4.7 now. So if you find value, would love a 5-star rating for SaaS Metrics School. So really appreciate that. So today, talking CAC or customer acquisition cost. And so had a recent blog post talking about the foundation of CAC. This is so important. We think about CAC as the unit cost, but it starts even before that. So we've got to get that correct because it feeds all our sales and marketing efficiency metrics. If we start wrong, we are going to end wrong. So when we think about CAC, we think about that unit cost. Of course, the cost to acquire one customer or user, but it really starts prior to that. It starts with all the expenses sitting on your SaaS P&L in the sales cost center and the marketing cost center. Now, if we dig one layer deeper, all the debits and credits. So all those expenses are sitting in general ledger accounts that then roll up into those costs that form our sales and marketing expenses. And those are called our gross CAC expenses. So that's kind of the putty. That's the dough that we're going to bake with. And that data feeds unit cost CAC. It feeds important sales and marketing efficiency metrics. So we have to start with that foundation correct, or all our metrics will be off in the sales and marketing area in pillar 5 of my SaaS metrics framework. So when we talk about gross CAC, it's those expenses. So we have to have those well defined within our general ledger. They need to roll up to our sales and marketing cost centers on our SaaS P&L. They need to be fully burdened, all wages, taxes, benefits, travel, training, swag, paid ads, conferences, user events, everything attributable back to those departments sitting in those cost centers. So we're starting with that right foundation of data. That's our gross CAC expense. And then, of course, we can create our unit cost, our unit CAC cost from that. Of course, I have to caveat this will be maybe another lesson as we have to do that new versus existing allocation. Really important to get unit having trouble with that unit cost CAC today. So think about all your sales and marketing expenses. Make sure they're coded to those cost centers on your SaaS P&L, fully burdened cost centers, so we're not missing anything. So our CAC is not too light. And also we don't overburden maybe things that should not be in sales and marketing. But again, generally a lot of people expenses, commissions, bonuses, travel, then marketing, of course, people expenses, but also a lot of non-wage. So all those events, paid ads, SEO, content, etc., coded to those cost centers, rolls up to our SaaS P&L. So then we can easily feed our sales and marketing efficiency metrics. Also, it makes our metrics life so much easier because we follow this sequential process that creates solid and repeatable and accurate SaaS metrics. So it just helps our life, especially in due diligence when everybody's pouring through our numbers. So today, foundation of CAC part 1, talking about gross CAC expenses, talking about unit cost CAC, and then you can read my blog post in detail. I've got a link in the show notes about the foundation of CAC. So covering that today and then tomorrow, talking about in my second part of the series, talking about data sources. Again, where do we get the expenses? Where do we get those units? We also need the units for the unit cost. So CAC cost. So again, if you find value in SaaS Metrics School, I'd love a 5-star rating. I really appreciate that. Thanks.